Secondly, we will look at the violation of path of travel concerning hallways and ramps. On Trinity's campus, there are many ramps and hallways that do not meet ADA guidelines, or are skeptical of not meeting ADA guidelines that could use some improvement. As pictured, there are a few examples of the paths of travel assessed entering Main Hall. First, let's talk about the requirements for ramps and hallways per the ADA standards. A ramp must have a slope no greater than 4.8 degrees. Each ramp must have a landing of a minimum of a 5x5 flat surface for turnarounds. The width of the ramp must be 36 inches wide. Guidelines also suggest that ramps has a max of 30 feet of run before a platform. And lastly, the ramp's handrails must be between 34 and 38 inches in height to meet ADA guidelines. First, let's take a look at picture A, highlighted on the right-hand side. This ramp is the main entrance of the front of Main Hall. As you can see, this ramp is weathered and has a few other underlying issues, including zero turnarounds or landings at the bottom or top of the ramp, which we will discuss modifications on the next slide. Looking at picture B, this hallway is a continuum from the entrance labeled A in Shalonda's slide previously discussed. This hallway still must follow the 36-inch wide standard, and with this much clutter, this path is not consistent and possibly violates the path of travel. To solve this issue, organizing the clutter and improving the lighting could help meet the ADA standards. Moving on to picture C, this ramp follows the entrance from picture B. The main concern with this path of travel is the wet conditions. By adding a slip-resistant rug, this could decrease concerns of this issue. Also, checking the steepness of this ramp and lack of landing area prior to the entrance is important. There is also concerns of the door being unable to open with the automatic switch. Going back to the lack of landing space, an individual in a wheelchair would have difficulty opening the door on this slope. Moving on to picture D, again, a similar issue occurs with the lack of landing. For the individual to open the door, since it is not automatic, the slope and lack of landing may be too steep for the individual to operate this door.